Da-da-da-da-da-da. What's happening, people? I'm Tommy. You're on the lifeboat. How you been? It is Saturday night boat. We're gonna fart around a little bit here today, people. We're gonna have some fun. But before we do, get down to the serious business of roll call, shall we? Let's back up. Wow, look at this. We got a lot of people here. Holy crap. We got a lot of people here. All right. Jason P, good to see you. Kristen Melinda, glad you're here. Shannon Smith, Jamie Palmer, glad you're here. Judy Lee, how you doing? Huh? Noel, good to see you, Noel. Glad that you're here. Sandy, Wendy, what's happening? Hey, Judy Lee, look at that. Look at that. Kristen Kruger, glad that you are here. Bacon Bits Ben Turner is here. Linsanity. Wouldn't be a show without Linsanity. I am glad you are here. Linsanity, good to have you. Good to have you, Janet G. Boy, it's been a busy day around here, people. Hello, Sarah. Sarah Bowman, good to see you. It has been a busy day, folks. Miss Sunrise Dawn is here, still going strong. Sir Tedrick Walker. Inappropriate half, which means Alan Ballantyne can't be far behind. There he is. Alan Ballantyne, what's happening? Lisa Trimble, good to see you. Alan's my homeboy. It's my ace deuce. That's my ace to the deuce. Shelley Kelly, good to see you. For real, he's on his way over here shortly. He'll be here soon. Body Illusion, good to see you. Cricket, Charlie on the spot. Look at this, man. We're just packing up. Tampa B. You know what? I love Tampa B. She's just one of those people, man. She makes me happy. West Coast, Fancy Nancy, good to see you. Jumbo Baggins, Patty L. Collins, and Ella J. Ella J, good to see you. Conversations with Christy. Hello, Conversations with Christy. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Hey, Caddy. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some laughs today, people. This isn't going to be serious. Zelda, good to see you. Rexican Messler. What's happening, my friend? 6 months sober today. We can stop what we're doing for that. Ow, look at that. That is a participation trophy. Look at the size of that puppy, huh? That is a participation trophy. The farting around is pretty much over. Congratulations on 6 months. Jamie Smith, good to see you. You know who else is lurking around here? Karen Pooley, how are you? Hey, Mile High Hokey. All right, welcome to the party. Debbie P. and Don Gloves is here. Hello, Don Gloves. Good to see you. Hello, Little Flower from Joseph, Oregon. I spent some time in Oregon. Maybe I should say I did some time in Oregon. I'm not picking on your state. I was really doing time. That's more of a dig on me than it is on your state. I actually enjoyed that state, in spite of the fact that, let's be honest, man, it rains a lot. It really does. I mean, it was always raining the whole time I was there. It really was. Shannon Smith. Yes, the chair should be a moving gift from me. Yeah, that should be. I'll tell you what, I don't think you have any idea the hurt we've been putting on this house, people. I'm not joking, man. Sarah says, how goes the packing? Well, I'm not going to lie to you, peeps. I've done a lot of it. We all have. Becca Jean, good to see you. Mary, hey, Mary, good to see you. We've been packing like we're angry. Cag, how are you? Honestly, like we're angry at the world. That's how we've been doing it. Crafty Witch. Tracy, look at this. Tracy, you got here, and you're right on time. I haven't even started being silly yet. Hello, Nat B from Canada. I have yet begun to get silly. Ray, good to see you, Ray. It's not John's fault, but my fears around being abandoned are through the roof right now. Thank you, everyone, for the support. Lisa, it doesn't surprise me, right? And no, it isn't his fault. You know what I mean? But if we have fear of abandonment, or if we have abandonment issues, then even death, right? We get pissed. It's just one of those things that it really does strike us. But you know what, Lisa, you're going to have a lot of friends. And I still believe in miracles. I really do. I'm one of those cats. Hey, ZE, good to see you. I'm call me hopeless, but I swear to God, I believe in him. Lumen, how are you? Good to see you. Hello, Joni Allen. Jay Wolfman, 17 months. Well played. Hey, cup of coffee. I'm now in the month that I quit heroin 9 years ago. Kim is blue. Good to see you. Packing is ripping. I can't begin to tell you. Hey, Jay, I can't begin to tell you the number of boxes that we have put together. I can't. I'm not even like I'm not being funny. Hey, Goosebump, I'm not saying that. I literally we're buying them and putting them together as fast as we buy them. They seem to be out. Hello, Melissa. Just being me. Good to see you. Just give you an idea. I was going to pick up boxes today, and I don't know how many times we picked up boxes, but I was going today because Quibs was doing something in the morning, and I said, "Hey, I'll just run over there and grab some boxes." Hello, Allison, and I'll come smoking in back as quick as can. Hey, Darcy, I said, text me how many boxes we want. I took Hux with me, and we got 10 of one size and 8 of another, and 8 of another, or it was 10, 10, and 8. So it was like 28 boxes. And you go through them like that. Lori Hart, good to see you. I mean, you go through them like that. It's just amazing how fast boxes fill up. So if you look at the front door of the house, there's these nice windows in the front that you look out, you can't see a thing. Yep. Looking forward to meeting new people. Seems like you got things going on here. You know what, Jay? We do have things going on here. It's kind of a very cool group of people. You're not going to find a nicer group of people anywhere on planet Earth. Hello, Pajama Pixie. But we're a little different. We're definitely not the usual sobriety channel because we want people to live their best life. And sometimes abstinence may not be realistic. I know that sounds awful. People get really pissed off when I say that. I want abstinence for every single person, every single time. I can't get that, though. I'm pretty fond of harm reduction, right? And harm reduction very often leads to abstinence. Harm reduction actually leads to abstinence. It also is pretty effective at keeping people from getting HIV, and Hep C and things like that. It's fairly effective. I know it's not popular, but Jamie Palmer says, Tommy, you never know how much stuff you have until you have to pack it. Been there, done that. Boy, I'm telling you. Hey, Wharton Fissel. Hey, Roberta. Spanx Calhoun is nearby. He's actually very nearby. I have there he is. Would you believe that? I'm going to pull Spanx on here because I want everybody to see him. But if he starts running his mouth, man, I'm dumping him. I'm not joking. The captain needs to keep his jaw from flapping for at least the rest of today. I guess we'll get a look at him tomorrow. He'd like to go right now. I'm not going to let him do that. And I don't know about tomorrow. I really don't. I'm not trying to be I would like him to heal. Thank you, Shannon Smith. That's a kind thing to say. I really don't want him torn up. Spanx, how are you? I think I got to do this, don't I? You know what? I thought I'm so used to you doing everything there, Spanky. But people say I didn't want you to think that that he's actually been kidnapped. Don't do the blinking thing if you're in trouble. You know you're not in trouble. He's doing good. Look at the face. He doesn't look swollen, right? It's my boy's healing. He really is, and he's getting some rest in, which makes me really happy. Spanx, you are feeling better. Yeah, can we get a nod? See that? Huh? Do you see that? A white erase board. Not such a bad idea. Not such a bad idea. Yes, he does look like he has rearranged the furniture, doesn't he? You know what? I dig it.
It feels way better in here.
Yeah, the feng shui is a much better layout. I think I had a friend that was super into feng shui. He said he'd walk into your house and tell you that your feng shui sucked. Hey, Lori Lee, I'm serious. He'd walk in there. Yeah, this place is all bunched up, man. Your feng shui sucks. He was the first person I ever heard use the word. I'm like, I don't think you're using that right. I live for now. Good to see you. But Spanx will be back here in the near future. Of course, I'm not going anywhere. There's some. I'm pretty concerned about mental health, mine primarily, and I find that when I hang out with you guys, believe it or not, my mental health seems to be better when I spend a lot of time kicking it with you guys. Danny Mitchell, it does look bigger, right? Spanx, that the place looks 3 times as big since you moved everything to the back. It's actually kind of.
I didn't move the computer desk at all. It just looks bigger.
I
I
got
mean,
that.
I guess it is
Yeah.
bigger.
No, it's just a good look. Yeah, I like it. I think it's better.
I'm really
Pretty
excited. I'll
happy
tell you
with it.
what. Yeah.
Okay, Calhoun. Now listen, I'm gonna kick you off because you will start talking. You already started. See, you can't
Yeah,
be trusted.
smiling hurts, I tell you what. So I'm probably
Well,
better off
then
not.
we're gonna have you stop talking. I've got some trivia that we're gonna do tonight, though. So if you stick around, you can listen. But I'm not having you here because you'll talk. You'll talk. I know you. All right, Calhoun. I love you. Hopefully, you're gonna be doing better tomorrow. If not, the next day. But the boat will be here. So, all right, Captain. We'll see you later. I'm kicking you off in a
Thanks, Dad.
nice way. I'm setting you adrift. All right. Yeah. Take it easy on your job, please. There you go. Well, you know what I mean, people. I don't want the, I don't want the boy catching dry socket. I don't want any of that stuff. It's, I've done a lot of, tooth extractions. The address is somewhere around here. Somebody with a wrench will probably help you. I'm not very bright. Hello, GeoPlanet Jane. I honestly, I don't think I can tell you my address off at the top of my head, but it's somewhere up here, somewhere on the website somewhere. So yeah, dry socket is hell. Yep, been there, done that. It is not cool. Hello, B Hendricks. You know what? How I got dry socket? Take a guess. Smoking drugs. Hey, Crafty Witch. I was addicted to heroin and I was smoking it off tin foil and I had an extraction and there was just at that point my veins were so bad that the only option was smoking it. And boy, did I bust myself up. Thank you, Jamie Palmer. That's a nice thing to say. I appreciate that. Yeah, smoking. I was smoking heroin, but you start sucking in on that, even if it's not, if you're not pursing your lips, right? Even if you're hitting one of these, or it's just dangerous, man. It's not worth it. He needs his rest. Absolutely, he does. I was all day long. I've been telling him he'd like to get back. He'd like to get busy. ASAP Lizzie, good to see you. I'm not ready for him to. Not ready for him to do it. Would rather join Scientology than get dry socket. And there is your address right there. See that? No hands. You see how? Wow, that's professional stuff. I hold in my hand or maybe I don't. That was the card. I have got the next card. We have a game here called I Should Have Known That. This is trivia that, in theory, you ought to know. Did you catch that? These are the kind of questions that, in theory, these are the kind of things you should know. So let's start. What do we got here? Okay, you know what? What hand does the Statue of Liberty hold her torch in? Mary says, I was cooked on coke for 3 years, went turkey all on my own. You absolutely can do that with blow. You can do that with cocaine. You can do that with meth. You can do that with heroin. There are drugs you can't do that with benzos. Can't do that with alcohol. I mean, there are people who do, but we don't tell anybody here to do that ever. The reason being those things, it is in the right hand. Thank you. It is in the right hand, people. Right hand torch. I didn't even have to look at that one because I do know her. Kentucky Blue Girl. Hello, Kentucky Blue Girl. Don't think I've ever said hello to you. Welcome to the lifeboat. 5.5 days cigarette free. See this? This is for our friend Miss Sunrise Dawn for laying down that nasty habit, man. For all of you who are trying to quit, let that be inspiration to you because it is absolutely the right hand, by the way. That it can be done. It can be done. 5.5 days. I'm telling you, Miss Sunrise Dawn, that means the hard stuff's over. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. You got this. Do-do-do-do-do. Hey everyone, just a reminder, you're all amazing and appreciated. All the love from Israel. Still inconsistent contractions. We are waiting, people. We are still on the wait for a new baby. We're going to celebrate the hell out of it here on the lifeboat. Pretty fired up about that, actually. Our friend Ray is 22 days sober. People, did you catch that? People, that's epic. That is epic. Ray, I don't think you know how happy I am that you're sober. I mean that. And you know something? I'll say it. When you do this, sometimes you work with people or you meet people and you go, I'm worried about this dude. I'm worried about this dude. I was worried about you, Ray. I really was. I was worried about you, Ray. 22 days is a hell of a start, huh? Good stuff. Prayer request now. Dig your name. Welcome to the boat. Glad you're here. Very, very cool. Ray. Super proud of you, man. Good stuff. Hello, Lori Swanson. Swami? Sorry. You know what? Your name is always going to do that to me. It's just such a great movie reference. It is. You got some fidget toys to help you quit smoking. Excellent idea. I'm telling you, fidget toys. Yeah, he wants it. He's killing it. That's, Spanx Calhoun pretty much nailed that. He wants it. He's killing it. That's how you do this, people. I promise you. That is how you do this. When you get to that point where you say, I'm ready, it's pretty amazing the things that can happen. Monk, good to see you. Monk. Good to see you. Hats, bats, and flowers. I'm a cadet officer. Well, there you go. A cadet officer. Yeah, you know what? Idle hands in the devil's workshop. You've heard this, right? Right? When you got nothing to do, you're in trouble. And you know why, right? It's not just that you're bored. It's that your brain goes into overdrive, right? We talk about this all of the time on the lifeboat. See this? If I put this right here, this one cannot go to the same place, right? Only one of these things can occupy this space at one time. If I want to put the other one there, I got to get rid of this one. And thoughts in your dome are the exact same way, right? So when we're doing things all day long and we're busy and we're, hopping from one thing to we're not thinking about it, right? Because we have no time to think about it. But you sit down on the couch and you cross your arms and you got nothing to do, right? You got nothing to do. And then booyah, your brain starts going, it would really feel good right about now. Don't give your brain time to work against you, because let me make you a promise, right? Let me make you a promise. Your brain's not on board. If you think your brain is your friend, then you're new at this. Your brain is not your friend. Not in and I'm not talking, by the way, if you go, yeah, something, I don't have a drug addiction. I'm not talking to people with drug addictions. Your brain's not your friend. Your brain wants the easiest work, the lowest common denominator. Honestly, your brain just does not want to do much. Thank you, Sarah. You know something? A lot of people recently have said some things very like this. Thank you for going there. You may not believe this. I guarantee you, if the shoe were on the other foot, that Quibble would have been out there like that. I guarantee it. If the shoe was on the other foot and I needed help, she'd have been there. I promise. So I am. I honestly feel blessed to be able to come out and help her. She's an absolute pisser. She's so much fun to work with. I can't tell you. She's the best partner that anybody could hope for. If you're doing anything like this, people, I can't tell you, if you get in front of a camera at all in your life, or you do interviews, or you do anything, when you sit down, right? Oh, no way. Congratulations. 10-year service medal today. Excellent. Congratulations. That's awesome. Shannon Smith says, my brain hates me. So if you do a show and there's two people on the show, like if you're doing an interview, you got two people, one person does the interviewing, the other person answers the question, right? You have any idea how difficult it is to find two people who can sit down on a show? And if I said to you, who's the host of our show, you couldn't tell me. Right? There's just no host. The two of us just sort of complement each other pretty well. Pajama Pixie says, I absolutely believe that Quibble would be there for you. The both of you are truly remarkable people. Well, thank you. That's a kind thing to say, but she definitely would be here. And I can't begin to tell you how hard she's working the pack up too. Wasn't feeling well today. I almost had to like put my foot down because she'll work sick. She'll work. She's tough, but maybe a little bit too tough. But Chase Hughes is fantastic. Goosebumps. She says, at Lifeboat, I watched a couple of videos by Chase Hughes, motivation, habit change, etc. Strongly recommend. Also, Chase has a very, I didn't say she didn't, Hef. Don't get me, don't get silly. I didn't say that. I just said it's very difficult to say who's hosting the show. That's all I'm saying. He also he's going through some unusual stuff with his brain, and he's been super, super courageous with it. And I'm very, very impressed by him. Lori Lee, I agree, right? That would be great. Yeah. You know something? It's so much fun because we definitely can go live without a topic of any kind. You know, I've always felt like I could do that here on the boat. I can go live and I can just sort of talk to everybody here and kind of riff. And if someone's having a bad day, they tell us they're having a bad day, right? We start talking to them. Andy Paul, good to see you. Andy Paul's got a new avatar, Andy Paul. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Yeah, no question. Chase Hughes, yeah, I'll give you that. I think he's the GOAT. I do. I think he's super, super talented. Let me see something here. Okay, sorry. I'm not yeah, Chase from the behavior panel. Correct, Sir Tedrick. That's the Chase I'm talking about. Super sharp guy. Super, super sharp guy. And he suffers from some frontal lobe seizures. And he's done an excellent job at explaining it and everything. Hello, Kathy Ann. Everybody see Kathy Ann? Right? You can see her. That's good. That's good. I tried to do that yesterday. And I didn't do it right. All right. So my biggest problem today is trying to find out 10 days from today is your birthday, Jamie Palmer. Nothing wrong with that. That's the best kind of problems to have. What do I want for my birthday? For real, that's it. That is a killer kind of problem. Truthfully, if that's the only thing on the plate, life's good. You know, I get on kicks like that for a while. I honestly remember a few times, more recently than not, going, there's nothing in my life right now that's stressing me out. Right now, I don't mean today because there are things going on or whatever, but the stressors that I usually have in my life, hello, John, are so much different than the stressors that I have in my life today. You know what I mean? Like Tommy Stiggs this morning. He was on the boat with us this morning, and he said, "You know what? If you wake up in the morning and you're not waiting to hear what the parole board says, and I swear to God, people, it's I think about that not in terms of prison, but in terms of the needle." In terms of addiction, every single day waking up and hoping against hope that that's the day you're going to be able to kick it, knowing you're not gonna, knowing you're going to fail. That was hell. That was absolute hell. And getting up that way every morning was the worst, absolutely the worst. I'm beyond blessed that I'm where I am now with none of that in my life. Prayer request now says 5 years sober from alcohol by the grace of God. He healed and delivered me from it. I needed it to live. Oh man. And that's the addiction, right? Needed it to live. I think people who have never been addicted kind of miss that, right? This is when they talk about, oh, you know, I drink, right? He drinks. What's this dude's problem, right? I can control alcohol. Yeah, you don't have the disease. We're talking about apples and friggin' oranges, right? I mean, they are literally so different. It's like saying to somebody who cannot process sugar because they have diabetes and just cutting on them. Come on, whack back 3 Hershey bars. I can control it. Why can't you control sugar? I can eat it out of a sugar bowl. What are you, weak? You'd feel stupid as hell, wouldn't you? Huh? How dumb would you feel saying that to somebody? The only one we feel comfortable doing that to, Spanky, get a little sleep, bud. The only disease that we feel comfortable crapping on people about is mental illness, right? That's the only one. And I don't just mean addiction because we do it to everybody. We do it by accident. People go, "Oh yeah, well, I'm going to therapy." Ooh, yeah, well, right? Someone says that, the first reaction is people go, I don't want to ask, right? If I ask them why they're going to therapy, man, they might tell me, and then they're going to tell me that something's going bad in their world. Somebody said it on the boat the other day. People, when you say to somebody, "Hey, how are you doing? You doing all right?" We don't want to hear the answer to that. In the real world, people say that because it's like hello. It's really no different, right? It's like saying hello, but they're not really asking. They don't want to hear it. But around here, people actually want to hear the answer, even if the answer is I'm doing crappy. It's so crazy because I've done so many different drugs, but opioids. But the only thing that kicked my ass was the benzodiazepines. Withdrawal was awful. You know something? But everybody's got that one, right? Kristen says addiction is in every part of my personality. I've been working on it for years, been in therapy for years. Well, good. Being in therapy is fantastic, right? Hello, Lurky Lurky. Good to see you. Can't think of a better name. I was thinking of you this morning, actually. I really was. I hope you're doing. I hope you are doing well. You're completely allowed to lurk. If ever there's a show you're cool lurking, it's here. Ellie J, thank you so much, people. Look at that. It's like hot sauce packets. My friend says it's like hot sauce packets, right? Making it rain, making it rain. Thank you so much. We got people turning green. I think there's a song. Doesn't that Kermit sing something about that? Or it ain't easy being green or something along those lines. Here's the thing with benzos that you really got to remember is that you're not going to be able to quit cold turkey. It's a lot of people feel this way, don't you? You feel like, and for some people to answer you, they would be offended if you asked. And that's sad, right? I mean, I swear to God, people, I look at it like, I don't know. When someone says that they don't do therapy, I'm a little freaked out. I really am. I'm a little freaked out. I just don't know. I don't know how you get through life. Maybe I'm just weak sauce, man. Maybe I'm just a person that really needs every single external tool you can get your hands on. Hello, Mandy Albert. Maybe I need every external tool that you could get your hands on in order to stay sober. I can live with that. Okay, I'm not messed up about that. I can live with it. True story. How are you? 1, 2, 3, 0. Good to see you. I'm not at all bummed out about that. I need all kinds of external work, right? That's it. I need an external hard drive. That's going to be my journaling that I do every day, right? Day in, day out. I just don't get through life very well without it. I take phenobarbital for seizures, says Patty Collins. Controlled. Excellent. Excellent. I love hearing that anything is controlled. Lurker Laura, I've not been able to leave my house due to anxiety. Most people don't understand. I believe that. I believe that most people don't understand, right? I would be willing to bet that I've heard someone or seen someone type out that sentence or one almost exactly like it 150 times on the boat since we started it. This is in the out there where people don't talk about it. Like maybe this is really rare. In here, it's not, right? So there are a lot of people here who understand exactly what you're going through. And I don't want to put any of them on blast because it's their place to tell you. But there are people in here who stayed inside for decades, right? But they're venturing out, not pushing, right? doing it on their own. But there's a lot of people, if you read the comments in here, you're going to see a lot of people saying, guess what I did today? Right? I went out. It was so awful that once I felt myself again, which took 2 months, I would want them, but always thought about that withdrawing. That's great. Honestly, I've always said to people, I wish that the withdrawal scared me as much as or scared me more than living sober. When I was an addict, living sober was more frightening to me than any withdrawal, right? And what journaling and what therapy and what going to see doctors, right? Psychiatrists, yeah. Boy, the cult of Scientology loves that word. But boy, do I love psychiatry. I do. Is it perfect? No, right? It's the practice of psychology. They don't have it down to a science. It's not a science. Everybody's brain's different. But I'll tell you what, they're getting a lot better at it. And I'm watching a lot of really beautiful stuff take place. I really am. I'm watching people who are Kristen Kruger says, I am okay with admitting that my wires are crossed. I understand I have agoraphobia. Not mad at you, right? In fact, I'm proud as hell of you for saying that out loud. There are places where no one would utter that. I'm glad that you're, there's absolutely no reason to be ashamed or embarrassed about any of this, right? There isn't. Yeah, I was an addict, or I am, but the drug of my choice was not as physically addictive. Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, on its face, that's kind of harm reduction, isn't it? Staying away from benzos is a good thing. It really is. I'm not a fan. I mean, let me rephrase that. They're a great drug if you use them the way that they're prescribed. You know what I mean? You got an anxiety, you get anxiety attacks from time to time or whatever, and they've written you a script and you take them from time to time or whatever, or you're following the instructions on the bottle. I tend to be a little less freaked out, but very often I watch people who really get into it and then they start putting booze on top of it, which is scary. No, exactly. See that? There is absolutely nothing to be ashamed of seeing a therapist. My God, I'm telling you, everybody knows, right? My therapist's name is Chris. Chris is absolutely incredible. She is. She's absolutely incredible. I don't know. Um, Caught alive, I very rarely go outside. I take propranolol. Yep. I never say that word right. Propranolol. If I do have to go outside, yeah, because it chills your heart out a little bit, right? Hey, Sue B. Yeah, it chills your heart out a little bit. I used to take that as well for my heart. Tampa B man said, shame is my blood type. Well, we're not having that, Tampa B. You know what? I know Tampa B, right? I won't pick on most people, but I'll pick on you, Tampa B. You got absolutely nothing on earth to be ashamed of. Vixen, thank you so much. Vixen is also tossing out memberships like hot sauce packets. People turning green all over this campus. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate the generosity. It really does. It does help big time. You know what, Cricket? I love you. Cricket says, I gave up shame a long time ago, and life is so much better without that crap, Barbara. You know what? Barbara, you are an absolutely lovely human being, inside and out. With a lovely family, you're just your top shelf. You know what, Lisa Trimble? Lisa Trimble says, I'm very grateful for my mental health team, and as am I. I don't know where I would be without mine. Rachel says, one of my associate's degrees is in psych, so I can understand how my brain is wired since I had severe depression and anxiety since I was 7. You know what? That's so hard, Rachel. A lot of people do this. I did it too, right? We start to study stuff because we think it's going to give us a better insight to ourselves. Severe depression starting at 7, God bless you. That's a really hard thing to get through. But God bless you. Jill Judd, good to see you. Generalized anxiety and depression, no fun. Hey, I always used to hit the like button, but I can't find it anymore. I feel like I'm robbing you guys a bit. So sorry. You know what? Do not, you're here. You have no robbing at all. I'm very happy that you're here. Pink Dolphin says, I'm on propranolol, which was prescribed for migraine prevention. I ran out because my pharmacy couldn't get it, and my heart rate stayed high. So now I'm back on, and I have to make an appointment with a cardiologist. Yeah. Um, I remember my cardiologist a long time ago telling me that that drug, he said it was the only one that he ever worked with that not only did it stop the progression of heart disease, but it would actually there were things that it turned back the clock on, and I was always super damn impressed with that. You know, and he was also the only doctor I ever met in prison who I trusted. He was really, really a cool guy. Tampa B, thank you so much. Says Tommy, you are the silver lining in my cloud. Well, that is such a nice thing to say, and I really do dig you. We're gonna have a lot of fun on that cruise too. Nicholas says, I also have had the court date Friday read my victim statement. Great result with the sentencing. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Speaking of sentencing, people, you know who's going to be removed from this planet for the low life stuff that he did to those two children? Chad Daybell, the doomsday cult guy. Wow. Just being me says Vermont is thinking of legalizing mushrooms so they can be easier to use for mental health. That I didn't know Vermont was planning on that. I have heard or thinking about that. There are other states that are talking about that as well. I did not know that Vermont was one of them. Honestly, I don't think that's such a bad idea. I know that people get upset when I say that. Yeah, Chad Daybell is going to get smoked. I'm sorry, Shannon Smith. You know what, Tampa Bay, I'm proud of you for doing stuff today. Yes, Chad Daybell is going to he is going to get um, put to death. He got the death penalty. And I've said this many times. This is one of those hot button issues that people come down on either side of. No, but hold out hope. Caddy, don't give up hope on Diddy yet. Diddy's indictment is coming, and it's coming soon. That's my prediction, right? And you don't have to be Nostradamus when they start to convene the grand jury. Ain't nothing good happening, right? Everything that Diddy got away with his entire life is all coming to an end. Chad got what he dished out. Death. Sir Tedrick Walker. No argument there. That's exactly what happened. Now I will say this. It's a hot button issue. Some people come down on the side of, thou shalt not kill. Some people come down on, hey, if they did it, eye for an eye kind of thing. What I will tell you is this. There was a time that I was on one side of this in a very big way. These days, I am on the other side of it in a very big way. So I do understand both sides of the argument, because at one time or another, I could have very easily articulated either point and truthfully felt passionate about it. These days, having been on both sides, I find it very difficult. But what I will say is this. I said it the other day. Whether you like it or hate it, the death penalty, if ever there was somebody that should have got it, this is the crime you get it for. What this man did, yep. He's getting exactly what he's got coming to him. Yes, what Chad Daybell did to others, been on both sides of the issue also. See what he did? I mean, absolutely, this is the one. Sean Puffy Combs is next. That low life, I'm telling you, people, they have convened all of the people who are suing him. And right now, right, 8. So hold on one second. Yeah, you know what, Kathy Ann, there's a lot of truth to that. There really is. It's a difficult process. It really is. Yeah, Danny says it well. I agree. Not a fan of the death penalty, but that mother lover has it coming. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good one. I think that's probably a pretty good one. 8. He got 8 months suspended for 8 months suspended for 18 months. I've been wanting to see him get to the prison, but now I'm convinced this is more effective than probably being done with 4 months on the inside. Now he's got to engage. Excellent. Yeah. Kristen says, I don't have an opinion, but children harm is the worst. Yeah. You know what? Here's the thing. So this guy gets, so now he's going to go to death row. He's not going to be walking a yard with people. He is not going to be able to be with people in a yard. It's not going to happen. He's going to be on death row. And usually they get out once, right? I mean, they get out once during the day and it's alone. They bring those people out one at a time because they're not usually they've committed heinous crimes and they can't trust other people who have nothing to live for to be around these guys because there's a decent chance that they're going to try to kill each other. Yeah, I think a lot of people, I think this was tough for a lot of people. And it's hard to separate the music from the crime, isn't it? Or like, watching that '70s show now after knowing about that scumbag. It's hard to watch now, isn't it? Why do death row inmates get air conditioning in Florida and no one else does? Well, because they don't get out, right? Um, they also get a lot of other stuff. Like in the federal system, they get tobacco. No one else does. Um, what else do they get? They can buy chewing tobacco or they can buy cigarettes. No one else can. I guess they figure, well, they're going to die anyway, right? These are not people we have to worry about their health, and they don't get to go outside per se. There's not a yard where they can go out and shoot hoops and walk around and spin laps. If they get out, it's going to be into these little cages on the roof of a building, right? So there's a lot they don't get, and for that reason, they reward them with a little extra stuff. That's about it. Yeah, you know what? The Here's the thing: Diddy has been, depending on who you believe, and I'll tell you something, right? I will tell you something. I am of the belief that Diddy has been doing what he's been doing for a really, really long time. He's been getting away with stuff for so long that this is time to pay the piper, right? This is time to pay the piper. Do they get extra visitation time with their families, etc.? No, they do not. They get one day a month that they can come, that they can have visits. At least in the federal system, they get one day a month that they can have visits, and they're not in there at the same time as any other inmates. So I think it's like everybody visits on Saturday and Sunday, unless it's a holiday, and then they'll throw in a Monday or a Friday, depending on when the 3-day weekend is. These guys visit either Mondays or Fridays at all times. They only get one day a week because it's only them. And they don't get the 6-hour visit that you could get if you're in general population. They get a couple hours. And the reason being, once again, they don't want all these guys in the same room. So they've got to be rotating these guys through, kind of a thing. It's called karma, right? So the mom of the murdered kids isn't also getting the, this is a really great question, isn't it? Well, this is kind of a hard one, right? This is a little bit hard. And I'll tell you why, because she's, in the parlance of the term, kind of bat crap crazy, right? She really does come across nuts on paper. And I'm not being disrespectful, but like he does not as much, right? And I think that he's also the mastermind, and I think that he was the one. She's never going to get out, but he's the one that did the deed. I think death penalty was not on the table for Lori. Her trial happened too fast. I think some of that was that the trial happened too fast. I think some of that is probably right. Heather, good to see you. Just got home from vacation. Well, I hope you loved it. I hope you had a great vacation, Heather. I really do. Oh, she knew her kids were gone when she went to Hawaii. Yeah, nobody's kidding anybody. She absolutely knew. Absolutely knew. How come I feel like there's a bigger fish than Diddy? And I think he will squeal like a pig because you're smart. Because you're smart. Right? Oh, I promise you he's going to backpedal. According to everybody, I mean everybody, his former bodyguards, his friends, all kinds of folks have said that at one time or another, he may or may not have cooperated with the Federal Bureau of the Federal Bureau of Investigations. He was a snitch for the FBI. They said that they used to stop by the building and drop off paperwork all the time. for the feds. And it's one of the ways that he's been able to not get in trouble. And if that's the truth, well, then you've got kind of a Whitey Bulger situation, right? Where you got some FBI agents that are letting the guy get buck wild so that he will turn in other people for other stuff. Sir Tedrick Walker says, and I think this is interesting, Diddy will be Epsteined. I think there's something a little humorous that Epstein is now a verb, right? But I think that there's a chance of that. I really do think there's a chance of that. I also think that other Sean, right? Sean Carter, isn't that his name? Jay-Z. I think, you don't have to even follow that genre very closely to know that this dude had some girlfriends. Yeah, right? I would have wanted to see some ID. You know what I mean? Like he dated some girls who were, including the woman he's married to now. He started dating when she was, really, really. Yeah, see, V. McWilliams says, or who just said it? Yeah, Shannon Smith. Sorry. V. McWilliams, good to see you. Yeah, Beyonce. Beyonce was super, super. Thank you, Alexa. Like and subs done. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yeah, you know what? People hit that subscribe button. It wouldn't hurt you. 20% of you. 20% of you watch but refuse to hit the subscribe button. It's actually not that bad. A lot of other people have higher numbers. But I can live with it. I'd like to see you do it though. Why don't you hit that subscribe button and then hit the bell for notification? Did I sound like a YouTuber? I don't do that very often. Space Jeezel. He's now called P. Diddler for a reason. And you know what? You're not lying. Everybody and their brother is calling this cat the Diddler. Baby reindeer. Any opinion on baby reindeer? You know what? I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Should I? Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Anytime you get anybody in that kind of position of authority that gets tainted, it paints the ugliest, nastiest, broadish, most disgusting, swath across the entire group of people in that industry. And that sucks. It really does. It sucks. There are a lot of cops out there that are, no joke, pretty incredible people. And I was a criminal, and I'm telling you that. I was talking about one of them today, man. John says, I grew up in Clear Lake, Texas. Yeah, I did used to live there. Absolutely, John. I did live in Clear Lake, Texas. I used to work at South Shore Harbor Hotel. That was my first job in Texas. When I first got there, I worked and I had a boat that I kept at South Shore Harbor Marina that I lived on with Johnny Scoville. How's that? But I know Lake real well, John. So did you go to Lake or did you go to Creek? You should know baby reindeer. Oh, wait a second, Tampa Bay. I'm sorry. You're right. It's the yes. Excuse me. You're probably right. It's the memory. It ain't what it used to be. The old gray matter, it is not what it used to be. I am Kima. Okay. You went to Lake. There you go. There you go. I knew a bunch of so you wanna laugh? Spanky's mother was valedictorian at Lake. My first wife was valedictorian at Lake. Isn't that funny? How about that? Whenever I think of people living on a boat, I think of in the TVC. Yeah, you know what? Somebody every single day says to me, "You've never seen Arrested Development?" I've never seen Arrested Development. I can't watch any of the modern stuff. I wish I could. I enjoy at the behavior panel take on the real Martha from Baby Reindeer. I can't. Yeah, I wish I could. I can't watch it. You graduated from there in 2007. Okay, well, we were a little older. We were just a little older. But yeah, but that's yeah. She was valedictorian from there in the that would have been in the early 90s. But yeah. You've never seen it either, Jamie Palmer. I cannot watch any of the new stuff. The way that the stuff is edited, and because of the traumatic brain stuff, I just can't watch it. I can watch the really old stuff though, man. I can watch the really old stuff. Yeah, John, I know it well. Man, do I need to trim this mustache? It's driving me nuts, but I don't have my clippers. Maybe I'll just shave it. You know what though? Even threatening that, my partner says to me, I'm not gonna film with you if you shave that. So, and that's probably kind of fair. I don't look great without one. I really don't. I'm to that age now where when one's not there, you really notice how all the lines have kind of like this really hides a lot of sins. You know what I'm saying? This really hides a lot of sins. No, baloney face. That's, you know what? That's actually not such a bad reference. Like the old baloney face. But now you're in Missouri City. But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go back there. That's one of the places we're gonna go. They probably sell trimmers. They do. I'm definitely going to just need to tap out and get some trimmers. You know, here's the thing with trimmers. I can't tell you how many times I go someplace for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I go, I didn't bring my trimmer. And you know what I do? I go out and I buy another one. So now the embarrassing thing is that I got probably 5 of them. Yeah, I don't know. The behavior panel I watch all the time. I just can't watch the show that he was referencing on the behavior panel. The behavior panel is shot with one camera. I got no problem watching that puppy. That's one of my favorite shows. I watch it religiously. Love the behavior panel. Love it. I love almost everybody on it. You know who I don't like. Come on, you know who I don't like. Tommy, my dad shaved his mustache after having it for decades. He had one for decades since I was a kid. It looked so weird to see him without one. Yeah, you know, my dad used to occasionally, he would say, I'm going to go shave my mustache. And my mom would go nuts and start yelling at him, don't do it. Don't do it. And then he would come out with no hair on his upper lip. And he did look just bizarre. Every time he would come out, I'd go, good God. And he would instantly start growing it back the second it was done. You got the Manscaped one. You thought you could use it cutting hair? Nope. Yeah, I do need to keep one in my suitcase. And you know what else I need to keep in my suitcase? Now it's not so much a problem, but the phone chargers, the rapid phone chargers. Boy, did I buy a lot of rapid phone chargers. I always forget them. Like I leave them at somebody's house, right? I'm on vacation. I leave them at someone's house. Then I go to the airport and find out that, I'm done. Oh, you know what, Lori Lee? That's a great question. This is a great question. Hold on one second. I went to Quick MD and had a small issue. I love they called it pissed customer. Nice. Like it. Um, how can you tell how a show is filmed to help you decide whether or not you can watch it? Okay. You know how when you watch a show, Fast and Furious, James Bond, what is that one that the little Tom Cruise does? You know the ones I'm talking about. The Mission Impossibles, right? So start counting, right? Start counting how long, um, how many seconds it is before they cut to the next clip. You understand what I'm saying? Like right now, the entire time you've been watching me, this is it. It didn't cut away to somebody else and then back to me, or cut away to somebody else and back to me. And that's how they film movies, right? I'm talking to somebody, then they show the person I'm talking to. If it gets down to that 1 second, if it's under 3 seconds, I'm screwed. It's just too quick. And those images, when my brain tries to put them back together, I'll get migraines. I'll get weird. Bad stuff can happen. My bestie trimmed his face last week. I got a message. Mistakes were made. Mark is brilliant. I'll be really honest. There's nobody on the behavior panel. I'm just farting with you. Uh, of all of the people on there, Chase definitely is my favorite. And the dude that's usually catty corner to him is my other favorite. You know what I'm talking about? Not the bald cat who I love, and not the Brit, but the other dude. Boy, I'm good, aren't I? Did you see how well I did with names? Not the Brit, not the bald guy, but the other gentleman. Louder milk. Louder milk. That sounds kind of familiar. Scott. Yeah, I love Scott. I think I just enjoy listening to everybody on there, though, everybody on there is intelligent. And I think all of them, I don't know, I think that they're working basically from the same, the dark haired dude. I think they're working all from the same kind of basic uh, pool of knowledge, right? They all maybe have a slight specialty that's a little different, but how they put it all together is just so different. Yeah, I have seen how much Baybrook Mall has expanded. You want to hear something crazy? The day that I moved to Texas, there was a shooting at Baybrook Mall. The day that I moved there, it was crazy. Yeah, but I really do love everybody on there. There you go. See that? Greg Scott, bottom row, Chase and Mark. There you go. Yeah, Mark is the Brit. I like him. He's funny as hell. Greg does seem a little cold. I agree. Yeah, louder milk. That's why I know it. Yeah, that's single camera. I can watch that, and I need to. You know, Greg Hartley. How cool! How cool! Yeah, that I think everybody. That's just a great concept for a show, man. God, I think it's such a great one. You're right. That's probably better at Alameda Mall. You know what's crazy, John? When I was living there, you could buy ecstasy in the nightclubs. There was a nightclub over off of Nassau Road One. At the time, it was on Nassau Road One, and then they moved it. But it was called Jay Larkin's. I used to be able to pull my boat up to the back of it, and you could walk in and say, "I want a Long Island iced tea and a hit of ecstasy." Put it on your credit card legally. It was insane. Jamie Palmer says, kind of weird, but can someone explain why manscaping is a thing? What good is shaving that area on guys? It's got to itch. It's got to itch like hell when it's growing back. And frankly, men are supposed to have hair. Okay. So here's what we're working on here, right? Yeah, right. Old Jay Larkin. So the reason that you got to manscape is just because it gets a little out of control, right? It gets a little out of control, and you don't want anything to look unruly, right? The guy's not getting rid of stuff altogether. It's just really knocking it down, just knocking it down a little. Yeah, it doesn't have to be massive. You just got to knock it down a little. Yeah, Greg, everybody on that panel. I I don't think the vast majority. You talk about four like ridiculously intelligent guys, and there are some pretty serious. There are some pretty serious tough guys on that panel too. You know what I mean? There are some guys on that panel I wouldn't want to fight. There are some genuine, no joke, tough guys on that panel. I see red flags and I think it's a carnival. You know what, Lynn Sanity? I kind of dig that. Uh no, bald down there. No, see, no, I bald down there, you got to leave a little something. That's my humble opinion. You got to leave a little something. But yeah, the my humble opinion. Nicola says, who wants long, dark, curly hair in their throat? Don't need to go to the prepubescent look. You're right. You don't need to go all the way back to that look. Yes, and you can choke on those little hairs, Tracy. There's an absolute truth to that. Yeah, you just sort of trim the thing up. It's not that you're going for a completely different you look. You're just a little bit more under control. You know what? This is actually a phenomenal idea, and believe it or not, people say stuff like this, and I write the stuff down. And afterwards, so often there are things that I do in my life now that are just things that I picked up from suggestions that people on the boat said. No joke. Because what I need is a DOP kit. You know what a DOP kit is, right? If you're of a certain age, so it's the things that guys carry, all their, their razors, all of their toiletries in a little DOP kit. And I need one. I need Casey. What I need is a suitcase. I'm going to buy one that has like those little built-in numbers in there, and I just have to keep it completely stocked. I have to keep it completely stocked at all times, so that when I travel, I don't even have to worry about taking it. It's not a real struggle to have a backup of everything. Let's keep it in the. I think that's probably a pretty good idea. What did Chow do? Let me guess. I don't need one of those things sticking in the back of my throat, and I and I look like I'm Bill the Cat trying to get the damn thing out. You know something? I love Bill the Cat, and that's such a great reference. Ack, right? I really had a thing for Bloom County. You guys remember that, right? Bloom County. Man, that was a great cartoons. Opus. Remember Opus? Biggest Schnazalis was he was a very very handsome penguin. Surprised you didn't know that. But yeah, he was and then Bill the Cat had a bit of a cocaine problem. He was a cat that see, Allison gets it. Bloom County. Lori Hart remembers. Yeah. Bloom County was great. Yep. B. Hendrick says, I don't shave. Stubble is annoying. Well, it's funny, I got a rub on the head today, and Cribble said, you know what? I've never shaved anything and had it smooth as your head. And I said, nah, I just don't think that you build a cat for president, Shelley Kelly. No chance. He couldn't do a better job than both parties, not hacking on anybody in particular, but I think Bill the Cat could do it. I shaved my husband and nicked him. We didn't do it again. Thank God he loves me and loves you big time. Big time. Because that's the kind of thing that can really make somebody feel a little some kind of way. You know what I mean? Guys, I need help. What's the most important thing to happen in the 1950s? Well, let's see. In the 50s, you had that would have been Korea, correct? And then you had what else happened in the 50s? Well, the start of rock and roll, early days of rock and roll. Yeah, those I think you're pretty 57 Chevy, the whole tri-year right, the tri-5, all of those 3 years of Chevys were pretty epic. Yeah, Korean Sputnik. That's right. Geoplanet Jane. Sputnik was launched into space. That was the first satellite, came out of Russia, started the Cold War. Shelley Kelly nailed it. Ooh, Nick to flap once. Sounds bad. McCarthy it was McCarthy. Ooh, that was some rugged stuff. McCarthy and all of those witch hunts took place in the 80s when they were going. I mean, in the 50s when they were going and trying to weed out all those commie bastards. Right. I waxed my ex-husband. Oh, I couldn't pull it off. It was like a welcome mat. I laughed so hard. He did not. Well, that's why he's an ex-husband. Holy hell. Yeah, had I've had stuff waxed. Lori Hart says my brothers and I were born, and I'm going to put that above Sputnik and Korea. Let's keep it real. That's kind of a big deal. Lori Hart. Baby boomers in general, right? Start of the space race. Geoplanet Jane, spot on. Start of the space race. Susie in Paradise, late but here. Greetings, my brother. So good to see you. That is the Johnny Scoville. The highway systems in the U.S. were built. Johnny, how's that book coming? When I had my beauty shop, I did a lot of manzillions. Oh, wow. Oh, a lot of wax, let me tell you. Oh my God, the manzillion, the crack and sack wax. Oh, that really is going the extra mile for somebody you care about. Bubble haircuts. That's right, the bubblegum haircut. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes. Johnny is due for another wax inappropriate half. I'm glad you brought that up. It was pretty damn funny watching Johnny get that done. Tampa B says, I dyed my rug to match my curtains for years. Well, that's the spirit. Well, nowadays they've just sort of gotten away with that. And you know what, Trish Ryan? Hux would make a great president. He really would. Um, every time I hear someone say got waxed, I hear Kelly Clarkson. Oh, there you go. Uh, my curtains match my rug. Ah, it's progressing well. I'm looking forward to having it done. I bet you are, Johnny. I bet you are. Yeah. The honestly, I get uh, I get pretty I get pretty nervous about the whole manscaping thing. I'm not going to lie to you. I get I get pretty I get pretty freaked out by that. By the way, while we're on the 1950s, every single great wristwatch style ever, pretty much, maybe two exceptions, three exceptions, all of the really epic watch styles, designs all came out of the 50s. All the great Rolex designs, all of the great Patek designs, Omega, all of them, they all came out in the 50s. Women being forced out of jobs they came to love when the boys got back from World War II, says Joe Bo Baggins. A lot of that was going on. No, Neil Armstrong landed on the moon in the late 60s, early 70s. That's the years we were doing that. Jeremy Shelton to say wax on, wax off. You know what, Shannon? You handled it because if he was here, that's what he would have said. So you didn't miss that. Yes, it was in July. The first moon landing was July of 1969. And do you know what they were wearing on their wrists? They were wearing Omega Speedmasters, and the ones that the astronauts themselves were wearing had Snoopy on them. True story. I want one of those watches. That's what I want. I want one of those watches. Oh, by the way, great cartoons too. Can we talk about that? Those are great cartoons. Shannon Smith, I don't blame you. The Snoopy is just amazing. Yep, same year as the Woodstock Rock Festival. True story. Hello, Curtis. Good to see you. All right, folks. Well, we went a little bit longer than an hour. I'm going to be back tomorrow, people, and what I'm going to be doing is getting together with Spanx Calhoun, and we will be announcing shortly when you're going to see me in my full-time time slot. I just don't know where he's going to. I just don't know where he's going to stick me yet. But wanted to check out that watch collection. Well, you know what? I should do a show on my watch collection. I have a feeling I would get to a couple of people to turn out. Uh, Woodstock was in the 60s, no question. Lori Hart says, I have a Daffy Duck watch that says you're despicable on the hour. That's actually very cool. Yeah, Tampa B, this went fast, didn't it? Why, Shannon Smith, that's very kind of you. And I am going to, I promise you, people, there's going to be a lot of me here. I need it. I really do. And I seem to be doing better more often. I do better when I'm here. One of your great uncles served in Korea. My dad said he was never the same, that he'd stare into nothing a lot. There was some tough stuff that went on in Korea. You know what? I remember my uncles talking to me about how scared my mother was because my dad was in the military, and that was when everybody was getting shipped out, and they didn't know. They were waiting to see if he was going to be on the troops to get shipped. She was very, very happy, very happy when Papa Scoville did not get shipped out. Hello, Tiffy Tiff. Good to see you. You know what, Insanity? You guys bring a lot of smiles my way as well. Jumbo Baggin says Foghorn Leghorn is my favorite. Kind of hard to argue with the how fantastic Foghorn Leghorn is. You know, nice boy. Nice boy. Doesn't listen to a word you say, though. Got the toe drag. Always dragging his toes, that is. Funny dude. Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Nat B says, my grandfather was a prisoner of war for a few years from the Hong Kong War. My God in heaven. That is not, I can't think of anything more horrific. You know what I mean? I was a prisoner. I did something wrong to be there. I truthfully cannot imagine being locked up for something that you were doing the right thing. I think, honest to God, I can't imagine what that's like. You know, I really can't. Pete Taylor, I will absolutely do that. Johnny Scovel, you have a great night as well. And Pete Taylor, I will absolutely do that. I would imagine that we're going to put something up tomorrow. She and I together. We were going to do it today. It just kind of got late on us really, really quickly. But Pete Taylor, thank you to everybody for all the support. I really do appreciate you guys. I will be back tomorrow. I'll probably be doing the morning boat as well. Just because I'm not going to let Spanky do that one. We'll see how he's doing in the afternoon. So I will see all of you in the morning. I believe it's Tampa Bay. All right, people. I will see all of you tomorrow. Make it a great night. All right. Between now and tomorrow, we'll reach out and try to save somebody. Bye-bye.